Good evening, everyone. My name is Bryce. I will be emceeing the Eagle Court of Honor today. We're going to start by presenting the colors. Color guard, attention. Audience, please rise. Color guard, forward, march. Halt. Please prepare to post the colors. Please post the colors. Now everyone, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two. Now please join me in the Scout Oath and Law. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout Law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Now the law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2. Thank you, Troop 221. I will now ask Cade Gonering to please come forward and deliver an opening prayer.
Y'all aren't wearing hats? Okay, good. Oh, please remove your hat. Thank you. Dear Lord, we pray in celebration of Ryan's great achievement, and we celebrate his growth as a scout and as a person through the journey of scouting. Amen.
Oh, you're right. Color guard, reform. Color guard, about face. Forward, march. Halt. Color guard at ease, audience at ease. I thank you all for taking the time out of your days to attend this special celebration honoring Ryan Pfaff and this great achievement he has accomplished. I would now like to call our Troop 221 Assistant Scoutmaster, Jake Pfaff, to come forward and deliver the Trail to Eagle speech.
Boys, go ahead and line up. A candle represents the spirit of scouting, a spirit which burns brightly in the heart of every scout. Let us renew our scout spirit by reminding ourselves the meaning of the Scout Law and Scout Oath. A scout is trustworthy. A scout tells the truth. He keeps his promises. Honesty is a part of his code of conduct. People can always depend on him. A scout is loyal. A scout is true to his family, friends, scout leaders, school, nation, and world community. A scout is helpful. A scout is concerned about other people. He willingly volunteers to help others without expecting payment or reward. A scout is friendly. A scout is friend to all. He is a brother to other scouts. He seeks to understand others. He respects those with ideas and customs that are different from his own. A scout is courteous. A scout is polite to everyone regardless of age or position. He knows that good manners make it easier for people to get along together. A scout is kind. A scout understands that there is strength in being gentle. He treats others as he wants to be treated. He does not harm or kill anything without reason. A scout is obedient. A scout follows the rules of his family, school, and troop. He obeys the laws of his community and country. If he thinks these rules and laws are unfair, he tries to have them changed in an orderly manner rather than disobey them. One more. Write the next one. A scout is cheerful. A scout looks for the bright side of life. He cheerfully does tasks that come his way. He tries to make others happy. A scout is thrifty. A scout works to pay his way and to help others. He saves for the future. He protects and conserves natural resources. He carefully uses time and property. That'll work. A scout is brave. A scout can face danger even if he is afraid. He has the courage to stand for what he thinks is right, even if others laugh at him or threaten him. Write it again. A scout is clean. A scout keeps his body and mind fit and clean. He goes around with those who believe in living with these by these same ideals. He helps keep his home and community clean. A scout is reverent. A scout is reverent toward God. He is faithful in his religious duties. He respects the beliefs of others. In the scout oath, the scout promises upon his honor to do his best to do his duty, first to God and country. Second, to others, by helping them at all times. And third, to self, by keeping himself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. To earn the highest rank in scouting, a scout must spend a great deal of time and effort. Therefore, the occasion that recognizes his accomplishment should be memorable. Today, we shall follow the light to the trail to Eagle as we recognize the accomplishment of our newest Eagle Scout. Several years ago, Ryan joined Troop 194 and then joined Troop 221 and began his journey. As a scout, he was always working together with his peers to help further each other along the trail to Eagle. His first task was to learn scouting's ideals, the Scout Oath and Scout Law, the motto and slogan. By pledging to live by those guidelines, he became a full-fledged scout and earned the scout rank. As he continued to be active in the troop, he learned about nature, orienteering, and knot tying. He participated in service projects and learned about the dangers of alcohol, drugs, and tobacco. Doing these things and more earned him. The new badge didn't stay on the uniform long. However, he quickly worked through the tenderfoot requirements, memorizing the oath and law, going on his first campouts, and learning basic first aid skills. He is now a tenderfoot scout. Now, as he continued to be active in the troop, he learned about nature, orienteering, knot tying, participated in service projects, and learned about the dangers of alcohol, drugs, and tobacco. Doing these things earned him the second class. Soon, more time had passed. He had been on at least 10 campouts and many hikes. He had mastered all the basic skills of scouting and became a first-class scout. At this point, the trail becomes harder and the path less clear. Now he had to make some choices: what merit badges to earn, what troop office to hold, where to spend his service hours. With hard work and persistence, though, he made the decisions, completed the requirements, and earned his star rank. The next rank seemed no harder than star, but he had already done some of the easier merit badges. Now he had badges like citizenship, personal management, communications, and family life. He worked hard as a troop leader, completed more service hours, and became a life scout, only one step away from Eagle. The going became much tougher now. He could no longer put off some of those really hard merit badges. And now he not only had to participate in a service project, but he had to plan and lead the project as well. Now finally, his Eagle project. Complete, his merit badges earned, he stands poised at the pinnacle of scouting with the Eagle Scout rank. And will Ryan Pfaff please join us on stage?
At this time, I would like to ask the Scoutmaster of Troop 221, Miss Kim, to come up and present the Eagle Certificate and rank to Ryan.
Thank you. Okay. I hold here your official Eagle Scout certificate. This document represents years of hard work, dedication, camping, merit badges, and the completion of your Eagle project. It is a testament to your dedication to the Scout oath and law. The certificate is more than just a piece of paper. It marks you as a leader. It means you are now protectors of the weak, a helper to the needy, and a guide to those that are still on the trail. There you go. Congratulations. If I could get Carrie and Jacob Pfaff to come up and help with presenting his Eagle Scout neckerchief and pins. Parents, you have both supported Ryan through his journeys. You have encouraged him when the trail was steep and when it was hard to keep moving forward. Carrie, it is now your honor to pin this Eagle badge over his heart. Jacob, your honor to put the Eagle Scout neckerchief around his neck. Congratulations.
At this time, I would like to, if I could get Eagle Scout Jacob Barrow to come up and lead the Eagle Charge.
That's in the script. If I could first start by asking Ryan Pfaff to come up for the Eagle Charge. I have the honor to tell you about the Eagle Scout Charge at the celebration of your elevation to the highest rank in scouting. The Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant movements in the world's history, and you have been counted worthy of this high rank in Scouts BSA. All who know you celebrate your achievement. Your position, as you well know, is one of honor and responsibility. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed a solemn obligation to do your duty to God, to country, to your fellow Scouts, and to mankind in general. As you live up to your obligation, you bring honor to yourself and to your fellow Scouts. Your responsibility goes beyond your fellow Scouts to your country and your God. America has many good things to give you and those that come after you, but these things depend for the most part on the quality of her citizens. Our country has had a great past. You are here to make the future greater. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with a solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only towards the best. Focus and excel at every task you do and every office you hold to the highest level of service to God and to your fellow man. Live and serve so that those who know you will be inspired by your resolve and passion. I charge you to be among those who dedicate his skills and abilities to the common good. Build America on the solid foundations of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God. And whatever others say or may do, you leave behind you a record of which every scout may be justly proud. And I charge you with helping other scouts on his path to Eagle. This could be now or in 20 years, but help pass along some of the knowledge, lessons, and skills that you have gained through your years of scouting with other scouts so we may build upon the foundation of scouting through you and future members of scouting. And now, our Eagle Scout candidate will recite the Eagle Promise. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you will be sealing your eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout with the words which close the Declaration of Independence. At this time, I will ask that all Eagle Scouts here tonight join us up front for the Eagle Promise. All Eagle Scouts, please hold the Scout sign and repeat after me the Eagle Promise. I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example and my status and my influence count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship in my troop, in my community, and in my contacts with other people. To this, I pledge my sacred honor. Thank you. Audience, you may be seated. Eagle Scouts, you may return to your seats. The audience wasn't standing.
I would now like to ask Troop 221's Mr. Barker to come up and give the Eagle Challenge.
Right. The foremost responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. To an Eagle Scout, honor is the foundation of all character. The Eagle Scout knows that a scout is trustworthy. It is the first point of the Scout Law for a good reason. An Eagle Scout lives honorably, not only because honor is important, but because it is vitally important to set an example for other Scouts. Live honorably reflects credit on your home, your place of worship, your troop, your community, and may the white of the Eagle badge remind you to always live with honor. The second obligation of the Eagle Scout is loyalty. This means being true to your family, Scout leaders, your friends, school, community, and nation. Loyalty to the troop and your fellow Scouts makes you pitch in and carry your share of the load. All of these help to build the loyalty that means devotion to community, to country, to one's own ideals, and to God. Let the blue of the Eagle badge always inspire your loyalty. The third obligation of the Eagle Scout is to be courageous. Courage has always been a quality by which people measure themselves and others. To a scout, bravery means not only the courage to face danger, but also the determination to stand up for what is right, trusting in God with faith in your fellow citizens. You can look forward to each day, seeking your share of the world's work to do. Let the red of the Eagle badge remind you always of courage. The fourth obligation of the Eagle Scout is to be cheerful, to remind the Eagle Scout to always wear a smile. The red, white, and blue ribbon is attached to the scroll of the second class scout rank, which has its end turned up in a smile. Another critical responsibility of an Eagle Scout is service. Eagle Scouts extend a helping hand to those who still toil up scouting's trail, just as others have helped them in his climb. The performance of the daily good turn takes on a new meaning when the Eagle Scout enters an adult life and continuing service to others. Eagle Scouts stand as protectors of the weak and helpless, aiding and comforting the unfortunate and the oppressed. He upholds the rights of others while defending his own. As an Eagle Scout, you will always be prepared to put forth your best. You deserve much credit for having achieved Scouting's highest rank, but wear your award with humility, each ever mindful that the Eagle Scout is looked up to as an example. May the Scout Oath and Scout Law be your guides for tomorrow and into the future.
If there's anyone else present that would like to share any moments that he or she has had with the Scout, I invite you to please come up now and share. All right. I would now ask for Ryan to please come up and provide his Eagle response.
First of all, I would like to thank everyone in attendance for making time in their schedules to come out and join us here today. I firmly believe that Scouting has had a major impact on my life, both now and what is going to become of me in the future. I am so glad that I am surrounded by people who supported my journey to becoming an Eagle Scout, because I know that not everyone gets the same opportunity. Even though many of you have never met one another, I like to think that all of you have worked together in making me into the person you see before you today. I can hardly remember when I wasn't affiliated with Scouting. When I was 5, I was in Cub Scouts and made many memories with my old pack. From playing outside and making games where we had to run around in the dark and dive on the ground, to sitting in the den and listening to someone talk and tell us how we could make a difference in the world at an age that young. I remember not being able to complete Cub Scouts because we had to move and there wasn't a pack near us that would suit us. But even then, I was working with my brother's troop, which I eventually joined 2 years later. During this gap, I attended activities with them, such as camping and kayaking, which I will be sharing stories of. I remember going on a kayaking trip before officially joining Troop 194, and a person in my kayak throwing up. Now, while that is gross, as a child, I thought that was way more gross. And I spent the entire rest of the trip worrying that some of it would get in the boat, and it was a fun time. But eventually, we made it downstream and to a relative of one of the scouts in the troop. And I saw some of the older scouts playing in the river, but like on the other side, like on the bank of the other side of the river. And I decided that it would be fun to join them. But me being a little 5-year-old, I wasn't heavy enough to not get carried away. So as soon as I got where my feet couldn't touch, I ended up downstream, and an older scout had to jump in and save me. So I'm thankful to them. Another time, I was camping with their troop, and my brothers decided to sleep in hammocks. Now, since I was still a child, I didn't really understand how hammocks or wildlife worked. So I was worried that they were going to get eaten the entire night. And while I didn't stay up that late because I was still a child, I do remember fretting over if I would see my brothers again. Then whenever I did join their troop, I met a few new people, more in depth than I had before, and most of them didn't want anything to do with the little 7-year-old me, which I understand. But there were two in specific that were my age, and we made a pretty tight bond. We formed our own patrol, which is a little subgroup in the troop for those that don't know. But it's like a little family inside a family. And we got really close. And while one of them isn't in scouting anymore, because, well, I don't really know the reason, but I'm sad that they're not with us in scouting. There is one that stuck through it and should be following close behind me to get in this rank. Then, whenever Troop 194 folded due to a decreased membership, and we joined Troop 221, I was worried that I wouldn't fit in with anyone in that troop, or that they wouldn't like me and they would just ignore me. But during my first official meeting, they all acted as if I've always been with them. They laughed with me. They shared their jokes. They tried to make me smile and feel like I felt like I fit in, and I really appreciate that. Pretty soon after I joined, I was running for a leadership position, and it doesn't matter if I got it or not, but what is important is the impact they had on me with these impressions. Although we may not always get along, I know that if I had to choose another troop again, I would choose them. And even though that I have lost mentors, I have gained more friends than I can count. So I am overall very thankful for my parents letting me stay in Scouts. Well, not like I had a choice, but I'm thankful they forced me to do Scouts. And finally, I would like to thank everyone who has helped me along. Well, not everyone, because that would make this list like miles long. But I would like to thank a few people who have stuck out to me and really pushed me along. I would like to thank my mother for always being a shoulder to cry on and supporting me through fights with other scouting members, or through just sitting there and listening and making sure that I didn't get discouraged whenever everything seemed to not be going my way. I would like to thank my father as well, because he went on every camp out with me, which was not fun for him, I know that much. But he went on every camp out and made sure that I was prepared, and he made sure to be that when the going got tough and I wasn't tough enough to get on my own, that he was there to help me. So would both of you come up here and accept the parent pins? I do mom's last. Okay. These pins signify your dedication of growing me and supporting me inside and outside of Scouts. I truly wouldn't be here without either of you two. And Mom? And I also have something else to present to my mother. My grandfather gave me this and said that he gave it to his mother whenever he became an Eagle Scout. So I'm glad to be passing on this tradition. Thank you both for the enormous parts of my life that you played. I would also like to thank all of my family that aren't my parents, like my brothers and grandfathers. My grandfathers always told me stories about what happened whenever they were in scouting, and my brothers always gave me life advice of what I should expect, both in and outside of scouts, some of it more than I wanted to know. But anyway, or nonetheless, I would like to thank you for making sure I stayed informed of what was going to happen to me. And both my grandfathers, I would like to thank both of you for your the amount of wisdom you shared with me and telling me all the interesting stories that y'all have over the years. Next, I would like to thank my friends, both inside and outside of scouting. Y'all have helped more than you could ever know through listening to me whenever I needed someone to talk to, or giving me advice on things that I couldn't, or I didn't feel like I could go to my parents with, but that was a silly thought. Anyway, just thank you for being there for me in any way I needed to, or I need you to be. Yeah. Next, I would like to thank Troop 194 for introducing me to scouting and showing me how much I would love it. And then to Troop 221 for getting me across the finish line and helping me build friendships that I hope will last a lifetime. Next, I would like to thank Miss Kim for being willing to help me as much as possible, whether it was making plans come together, or making sure that I was always okay, or stepping in whenever there was a counselor that wasn't being the nicest. But I won't forget how you stood up for me, Miss Kim. So would you please come up here and receive the mentor pin? This mentor pin is awarded to someone who goes above and beyond to mentor an Eagle Scout and ensure that they are ready to meet each challenge along the way. I want to thank I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who I didn't mention, because there are so many of you that I wish I could fit into the speech, but I'm way too nervous. I knew I would be way too nervous to go any longer, but also, if I mentioned everyone who I had to thank, this list would take numerous days to get through. So I would just like to thank everyone who has helped me along the way, and I wouldn't be here without any of you. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to ask Cade Gonering to come up and do our closing prayer.
To the one guy wearing a hat, if you could take it off. Thank you. All right. If we could bow heads in prayer. Dear Lord, we pray that you guide and aid us in following the Scout Oath and Law, and that you continue to show us to new and greater journeys. Amen.
I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today at this ceremony. There are refreshments and snacks that you are all welcome to take. Take this time to stay and talk and congratulate Ryan on his amazing accomplishment. Do a bow. Do a little bow. Do the bow.
Thank you all for attending. You are dismissed.